Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's recap and review Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 7, episode 10, and it was a decent episode. Was it great? No, but it was decent because the past few episodes been a lot, so we needed a slow one. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. Before we get into it, we gonna get a little spicy, just a little spicy. So on Sunday, on Watch What Happens Live, Karen was on Watch What Happens Live with Eva. I don't have the audio, but the question was posed to her about Ray confronting Chris at Candace's graduation party. And Karen basically said that she has to ride with her husband, and she feels like Chris should just give Giselle an apology so everybody can just like move on because we are a group, we are a unit. Well, Chris took to social media, to Twitter, and he said this. He said, y'all want to keep saying Candace and I are dragging this out. I was in my house enjoying my wife's party and got ambushed by Ray. Damn right, I was pissed off. This was a party for my wife, not for some BS. Hashtag RHOP. And this was a screenshot from the Bravo Shade Room, but it was a repost by All True Tea. So I'll put the information below for both sites if you want to check them out. And so here's my thing. I'm with Chris. Like, if this is, we're at my house, like, don't bring me no drama at my house. I don't think Chris has an issue with Ray. I don't think Chris wants to fight Ray. I just think he's tired of this whole narrative and this story being peddled and him being made out to be like he's the bad guy, when in actuality, Giselle's the bad person. Like, we're gonna have to call a spade a spade. Am I saying Giselle didn't have a right to be uncomfortable? No, she had every right to be uncomfortable, because if you're uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable. Where Giselle messed up is to bring this to the show and then switch your story like three, almost 4 times, and then try to make it seem like Chris was trying to try you, and then you're trying to make him, you're destroying his character. You're coming at him trying to paint him like a creep when y'all didn't even give this much to Michael, and we seen that pasty man out here doing things with our own eyes because people have video. So it's like y'all gave Chris all of this and you didn't give it to Michael, and it's suspicious and it's sus as hell, as well as it's not fair just because she was uncomfortable and he didn't do anything, because Giselle even said herself, when they asked her, they was like, did he say anything appropriate? She said no. They were like, was he, like, did he touch you? She said no. So what am I apologizing for? If I didn't touch you, I didn't say anything inappropriate to you. When you asked me to leave, I left. Why should I apologize to you? You're the one that made this an issue. That's a you problem, not a me problem. So that's how I feel. But let's get into this review. All right, y'all. So the episode opens up where we see Giselle and Robin sitting down, I think, at Giselle's house, and they're filming an episode of Reasonably Shady. And if you don't know, that's their podcast. I don't listen to it. I've heard clips of it, but it's just not my cup of tea. And even though Giselle is not my favorite person, and Robin right now, she in timeout because she doing me dirty. Because I used to ride for Robin. You're doing me dirty. You in timeout right now, Robin. But for them to have 1 million subscribers or listeners, I think that still is an amazing feat. Like, even if I don't like you, I can give you props for that. Like, that's still amazing. And they're deciding to have a live show, which I also think is great for them. Like, give people access to a part of your show that's different, that have been supporting you. So that's great for them. As they're sitting on the couch discussing, we see, I think, like a planner or something. And she was really about her business. She was like, you need to do this, 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 and this. I need to get a timer. I want to get wristbands. So that's the type of person you need that's going to regulate. And she didn't seem like she was there for like TV time. It really did feel like, you know, she's like, I got a job to do. I'm doing what y'all asked me to do. She wasn't like, oh boy, the one that was doing libations and Miss Candy Burris. What was that boy's name? Was it Anthony? It was like Anthony. I think it was Anthony off of Real Housewives of Atlanta. He was like, is this Miss Candy Burris? Miss Candy, a little libations to get the juices. He was funny though. I'm not gonna lie. When he first was introduced to us, his first 15 minutes of fame, they hit. Cause I giggle with a little libations for you. But they're sitting down and they talk about what happened in Miami before they left. Giselle brings up the fact that Ashely told her that Wendy and Robin kind of like reconnected or had a moment. And see, this is why I don't understand Wendy thinking that Ashely is like her friend or has turned over a new leaf, because why is she telling Giselle your business when she knows you and Giselle ain't like this? So I'm like, girl, I would keep your eyes open, sis. Like, keep your eye. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So so then Robin tells Giselle about her and Candace being in the car having a drunk fight. Like, they coming back from the club at 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody hungry and agitated. And they're sitting there. And I just thought it was kind of weird, because I was just like, Giselle adding her 2 cents. Like, she was on IG Live talking about us. And I'm like, well, she's well within her right to talk about y'all, because y'all been trying her. So what are we talking about, Giselle? Y'all been trying her, so why would she not talk about you? What we doing? What we doing, sis? What we doing? So Robin also says how she's been stressed out or basically overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. And we end up finding out throughout the episode what has been going on with Robin. But Robin also tells Giselle that she's going to have a meetup with Candace because she really wants to talk about what's going on and doesn't really like where they're at in their friendship. We then see Candace and Chris outside of their home, and they're planning a graduation party for her. She got a MBA, which is kudos to her, because, baby, the struggle is real when it comes to getting a master's degree or any any degree you choose to take, whether it be a bachelor's degree, a master's, a PhD, or yes, master's, PhD, yeah, is a lot. A lot. Or a doctorate, is a lot. When I tell you, professional school will have you questioning your self-worth on a daily basis, where you just like, my God, today, am I local? Like, why did I choose to do this to myself, So I think that's amazing, and I'm glad that she wanted to celebrate it because it is a great accomplishment. We also find out that Candace said that she was missing her period, and so she might be pregnant. The way Chris picked Candace up, I said, ooh, send me one, Lord. Send me one that can pick me up, because my God, today, I was like, they're cute. Chris and Candace are cute to me. They are adorable to me. So Candace does cop to the fact that she did say what she said about Karen. And we were like, well, how did you come to this conclusion? And she was like, a producer told me I said it. She was like, I swear I didn't think I said it. And then they said that happened a month ago. And I'm kind of like, I can give her grace for that, because it's like, if I don't, like, honestly, if I'm drunk or we're sipping on wine, I might not remember the whole entirety of our conversation. But Candace was pretty adamant that she didn't say it because she felt like she got blindsided. But then the production had to tell her, like, sis, no, you said it. You said it. You said it. So she was like, damn, let me apologize. Let me apologize. Which that's what she needed to do. We then get to Karen's house, and girl, they brung back Matthew. They brung back Matthew, the white guy from, I think, was that season 2? No, I think it was season 3, because it says 4 years ago. Yeah, so season 3, where Candace and Ray was going through the tax troubles, and Ray and Giselle had on a god awful shirt about like free Ray or free the Black Bill Gates, and then she brings Matt there, and we were all like, who is Matt? You got Ashely thinking Matt was an attorney. We found out that Matt was just like one of Karen's assistant. So it was kind of cool to see him come back. And basically, Matt is supposed to be helping Karen do a cabaret like Luann from Real Housewives of New York, where it's supposed to be, I think she said, an even with the Grand Dame and Friends, so a variety show. And she basically feels like she wants it to be totally different from Giselle and Robin's podcast, because she knows that they're having a live show. And she was like, she oftentimes gets caught up in doing the same things as other cast members. But to me, I feel like sometimes Karen be biting off her cast members. It's just that because Karen is the fan favorite, or one of the fan favorites, but I would say Karen is the fan favorite of Real Housewives of Potomac, it's received better when she does things. Because Karen could have told Wendy that she was making candles. Like, for the longest time, girl, all we knew you was doing was your perfume. We did not know you were trying to do home essential stuff like that, or decor. And then you pop up with candles that season. Then you find out that Giselle and Robin are doing a live show, and now you want to do one. you biting, but I can't really hate too much because if I knew that everybody was gonna come to my event because I'm me and because I know y'all don't be getting it the way I be getting it, then like I might do it. I might do it. But Karen said hers is gonna be totally different. Hers is going to be totally different. We then find out that Wendy went to Chicago, and she was speaking at, I think, the University of Chicago. But the way she was saying it was Chicago, like a chicken, and Eddie was picking her up from the airport and making fun of her about it. Their relationship is cute. I will say I'm tired of this storyline with Wendy about not taking care of her health. For me, it's like if you know that this the thing, your body will tell you when enough is enough. Your body will tell you when you need to sit down. And like the old people say, you better sit down for the Lord sits you down. And I feel like Wendy's body is telling her, girl, we have to slow down. Like she's getting kidney stones. And I pray to the Most High I never get them, because the fact that women are telling me that passing a kidney stone is worse than childbirth, and childbirth is the closest you could be to death, I don't need none of that pain in my life. But her body is telling her that like you need to sit down. And I think Wendy does have FOMO, as well as Wendy is still trying to find herself, because she has been living for her mom, doing what her mom has always wanted her to do. Because oftentimes, especially parents, like children of immigrants, it is very ingrained in you. And I have friends that have dealt with that have been like, you know what, I had to tell my parents, like, just say I'm gonna do what I want to do. And it did bring strain to their relationship, but once the parents realized that their kids were happy and they were able to sustain themselves by doing what they wanted to do, it opened up, like the relationship got better. I think oftentimes, especially in those types of situations, parents' mindset is especially immigrants' parents' mindset, I think it's like, if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, how can you sustain yourself and be comfortable? Because I know in other countries, those people really are like very high ranking in the country. So I think to them, it's like, if you're not, working with the government, you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, something, you got to have a title before your name. In a lot of, I say even in the black household, depending on what kind of black household you come from, for it to mean something. But I just need Wendy it's okay to find yourself, but it's time for you to sit down and take a more self-care approach. But I'm kind of sick of this storyline, because it's like, you have told us what the issue is and you're not taking care of yourself. So at this point, it's like, you're okay with harming yourself, and I'm tired of it, because it's like, you have 3 kids, you have a husband that is telling you, yeah, slow down, I got you. If your husband is telling you, I got you, it's not like Wendy is a single parent. It'd be different, and I would understand the urgency in her if she was a single mom, like trying to get it out the mud. But it's like, you have a husband, you have a partner that's telling you, like, we make pretty good money, you don't got to do all of this. But I do also understand Wendy is trying her best to figure out who she is ultimately, and that can be hard. I think everybody is still, like, some people know themselves, but they don't know themselves that well. But I think Wendy has come to the realization that she really didn't know herself. And maybe being on the show has exposed it to a sense where she's like, there's other things I want to do, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm kind of over this storyline of you knowing that you're harming yourself and you're not taking the necessary steps to get yourself in a better place. Because she could be in a better place health wise and still obtain and do the things that she wants to do. So I'm going to need this storyline to be gone. Don't bring it back next season. Don't do it. All right, y'all. So the next scene we have is Candace and Robin meeting up. And it was very like somber and emotional. Unfortunately, we find out that Robin's hairdresser that she's known for 16 years, sister and brother-in-law, died in a car accident. And I was on Spaces tonight, and people were explaining like why it touched her so hard, because they were friends. And unfortunately, with them passing away, someone, I don't know if it's true, so I'll say allegedly, because I don't know these people, but they said allegedly they leave behind behind 2 children. And that always hits everybody really hard. Like, now you got 2 kids who are potentially, allegedly orphans, and that sucks. And Candace started breaking down because they both met at the bar and they hugged each other. And they both were crying and they were saying how much they care about each other. Robin even said she looks at Candace like a little sister. Candace said, like, you're the one I'm closest to. I trust you. I look up to you. Like, I love you. And they hug. A lot of people were mad at Candace because they felt like Candace apologized. But to me, I don't think Candace apologized, because I'm sorry never came out her mouth. All she said is she understood where Robin was coming from. Me saying I understood where you're coming from is not an apology. It just means I get how you was feeling. That don't mean I'm sorry for what I said, But people were mad about that. But I did not take that as an apology. I wish Candace would have spoke up and told Robin, well, if you would have listened to the whole entire live, you would have heard at the end, I did give you your props. And Robin was like, I just need you to be more specific about generalizing the group, because I feel like I've been very loyal. I've been telling Giselle I don't agree with what she's doing to Chris and you. Like, I've been there for you. And then, Robin cries again and they hug again. So, my thing is, like, a lot of people didn't understand this scene, and I think this is production's fault, because production has not flushed out the relationship between Robin and Candace. Because if you look at their relationship outside of the show, Robin supports Candace. Robin will always repost Candace's music, her movies, everything Candace is doing. Robin does that, as well as Candace does the same. And even when the whole situation that happened on season 5 happened, Robin was one of the first people to go check up on Candace out the entire group to make sure she was okay. Then you have she checked up on her. She was excited about them get her and wanted her getting engaged. Like, Robin and Candace do have a relationship, and I think they were like, and even when they were arguing in the car, when they was having that drunk fight, all they were saying was, you're fake, you're this, you're that. They really didn't go at each other. Like, they did not read each other. So I do think there's a genuine relationship there, especially for them to cry with one another. Even though we know Candace is a crier, I don't think if Giselle was crying or Ashely was crying, that Candace would get up and, like, console her and hug her in such a way. But yeah. We then move on to the joint chiropractic situation where Mia is opening up. We know she was opening up a new joint chiropractor in DC. The area that they were in, I've been to. It is a very nice area. I'm not even gonna lie. That area has, like, a lot of shops and, like, cute little eatery spots and stuff like that. So it is like they're gonna get foot traffic if they're, they got good ratings. But what I did find interesting is that nobody from the cast really showed up other than Karen. I don't count Jacqueline. Okay, I do not count Jacqueline. But I was just like, nobody showed up, which to me lends to the theory and my thoughts about how they were using Mia against Wendy, and how Giselle and Robin really don't see it for Mia, because they didn't even come to support you. They didn't even, like sis, they didn't even show up. So it's like you had this big opening and they didn't show up. What I did find funny to me was that Mia, when they were asking Mia all the questions with her new confessional, which she actually looks nice in, Mia actually did good with her confessionals this season. And they asked Mia about, like, how they pay for these joint chiropractics. And Mia is listing off all this stuff. And then when they asked her about it, she didn't want to really say what it was. So all it did was click me back to that information Mia told us about the family kicking her out of the group. So it's like, y'all really never owned these places the way y'all said y'all did. And then for her, they did the flashback. And side note, I do miss a scholar, where she was saying, like, I make I think she said $450,000 a year. And you hear a scholar saying, Mia, like, we just had to talk about this. And I'm like, you make $450,000 a year, and yet you and your man weren't smart enough to save it or push it to the side, because now you complaining about your stipend being taken away like you applied for a student loan or you was getting a college scholarship. Like, what are we talking about, Mia? So I just thought it was interesting. We also found out that Mia and her mom are probably at odds again. But y'all, I feel like this one is probably Mia's fault. Something about Mia is shifty and sus, and I feel like she holds on to things, which I'm not saying is not her right, because her mama being a drug addict when she was younger, she ain't deserved that. So childhood trauma is real, but there is something about Mia that makes me feel like Mia will try to get you in a good space so she could drop the hammer on you or drop like soul crushing tea to make you feel bad. And I just feel like she did something to that mama. Now if it come out that she didn't do nothing, I take it back. But I feel like that lady done did something to her mama. We then have a scene with Ashely, Uncle Lump, and Uncle Lump's wife. And in this scene, it just proved to me that Ashley's a dummy. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been saying this since I've been on YouTube and doing reviews for Real Housewives of Potomac, that Ashely is not as smart as everyone tried to give it to her. Everyone's saying, like, Ashely knew what she was doing. She was getting a bag, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. She, Michael, like, you know, and I used to be like, y'all constantly saying that Ashely is getting a bag off of Michael. Like, Michael doesn't see these comments, and Michael is not prepared to, like, shortchange Ashely or discard her. Like, he's been divorced before and has grown kids. This man knows what he's doing, and he's showing it. And it always made me feel like Ashely was stupid, and Ashely actually married this guy because she actually did have feelings for him. There's nothing wrong with marrying someone because you actually like care about them and you love them and you feel like this is your person. But when it comes to Ashely, it just feels like even if her and Sheila like had a plan to get Ashely, you know, in cahoots with Michael, get him to marry her pop out a couple of kids and then have child support and be set up for life, she fumbled the bag. So she's sitting at this table with Uncle Lump and the aunt, and she only got one baby. She got, I think the little boy's name is Dylan. Dean is the toddler. But he's not there. And they're like, where is Dean? And she was like, well, Michael wanted Dean. He threw a big fit and basically was like, you don't plan things. And I was just like, okay, like, he basically wanted to spend time with Dean, but not the baby. And pretty much Michael wanted the easier kid at the moment. Dean is a toddler. Dean can speak. Dean can communicate. Dean can say like, hey, I want chips. Hey, I want juice. Hey, let's play. The baby Dylan can't do that. So he took the easiest kid, which is messed up because if you're a parent, take both of them. And if Ashely was a G, she would have told him either take one or take none. These are my kids. You don't even be here. Like, you just got back from a trip from Las Vegas. What's up? As well as while she was in Miami, you had your kids. So what are you talking about? You wanted to spend more time with them, Michael? Was you not spending time with them? Did you just leave them with a nanny? Yo, rusty man. So she's sitting at the table and she starts crying. And the aunt, I would say, is a nice lady because she was giving Ashely very much affirmations and words of encouragement. Because Ashely is like, she's scared to be a single mother. But in my opinion, girl, you've been a single mother in a married relationship. Like, sis. But Ashely is not smart. I think Ashely only prepared for being a single mother in the moment for my mind, my brain is clicking out. I cannot say that phrase. I think Ashely prepared to be a single mother, but being a single mother if Michael died or kicked the bucket. Like, I think she was prepared to be a single mother / widow, not a single mother / divorcee. Because it's like Ashely has been on this show for 7 seasons. And out of everybody on this show, Ashely hasn't really accomplished much. As much as she tried to play Candace that one season at that reunion saying Candace was the least accomplished on the cast. And it's like, if you look at it, what has Ashely really done? Like, let's go cast member by cast member. Giselle, even though every Hue Beauty went bankrupt, she at least had that. But she has this Reasonably Shady podcast. And if you go on Giselle's like her Instagram, she has a lot of endorsement deals. She even did that popcorn show with Portia. So Giselle, check. You got Robin, Reasonably Shady, the embezzled thing. She tried to do the whole flipping houses, but the embezzled whole thing seems to be working for her, and selling merchandise. That's actually working for her, but Reasonably Shady is working as well. So her and Giselle built a platform off of that. You got Karen, you got Grand La Dame, the perfume. She's doing candles. She had the, I think it was a sponsorship with RPG Show Wigs, was doing wigs. You got Karen being an ambassador for Surrey County. So it's like Karen has used this platform. Then Candace is releasing music with Trina. She did one, I think, with Avant. I'm not sure. That one guy from 112. Watch that, not like, watch. Ooh, y'all gonna judge me. But she's doing music. She got her master's degree, using the money from the show probably. She has done acting. Candace is even in a show right now that's on All Black that people are actually enjoying with Erica Mena and T.S. Madison. So Candace has done that. You got Wendy. Wendy's only been here for 2 seasons. And she got her candles. She released a book. I hope she's not opening up nothing with Peter. But she's done something. Even with Mia. I mean, Mia has her joint chiropractic, but that's still, it's not hers no more, but it was hers. But she was promoting her business on this show. It's like, if you think about it, Ashely hasn't really done anything. She did that one coffee and morning song. That really didn't go anywhere. But we haven't really seen Ashely do anything other than these tired TikToks. So it's like, I think Ashely is realizing that she really didn't play the game correctly. And now it's like, oh crap, like I legit might be alone. I legit might have to take care of these kids like by myself without Michael being there. Because I think Ashely is so worried about being cut off from Michael that her wheels are spinning to me. That's like her crying with Uncle Lump and the aunt, even though I ain't see no water, no tears, no nothing. But it's like, it is probably a daunting task or a daunting thing to think about that, like, oh crap, like I really will have to take care of these kids by myself. Because the only reason she's staying with Michael is because there's still security there, even though they're in this midst of divorce. Michael is still in some regards taking care of her because they still live in the same house. Once she out that house, he gonna be like, deuces to you, and I'm gonna pick my kids up on the weekend. But let's move on. So in this scene, we actually see Candace go pick up Mama Dot. And I was happy to see Mama Dot. I was like, where is Dot? Where is Miss Dottie Dot? You know, I'm glad that her and Candace are have their relationship has morphed a little bit and evolved slightly bit. I do think she need to apologize to Chris. Like, your daughter married a good man, okay? He's a good man, Savannah. He's just in a bad way, okay? Chris seems like a decent guy, so I don't know why Dot be giving him the blues, but he seems like a decent guy. They're talking about Candace possibly being pregnant, and Mama Dot was like, y'all gonna stop cussing? And Candace was like, no, me and Chris gonna keep saying what we got to say. But it was a cute scene. We then actually get to Angel and Adore's Sweet 16. And it was actually really lovely. Like, I mean, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I thought both of them looked so adorable and cute in their attires. I think Angel was the one that was in the fluffy dress, and she had like a cute little like elongated like blunt cut. She looked so pretty. And then Adore, I think, was in the spaghetti strap like hot pink dress with a high pony looking like Ariana Grande, and she looked cute. I was like wow, like we really have seen them grow up from season 1, but they just looked so pretty. And then Grace popped up and she looked great too. And it's just like Giselle's daughters are like the best part of her. And I wish they would rub off more on her, because when she gave her speech, Jamal Bryant was there, and Giselle be too happy to tell us that Jamal Bryant is her baby daddy. And I'm like, Giselle, he's still an embarrassment, ma'am. I mean, and you act like people don't know that Jamal Bryant is your baby daddy. All you had to say was like, oh, hey, y'all, this is Adore. The girls is dads. Like, y'all know Jamal Bryant. Now, do y'all know my baby daddy? Girl, don't nobody want to be associated with the First Tabernacle anymore. Okay, you better sit down first, lady. Let it go. Let that dream go. But the only people that showed up from the cast for that was Charisse, Robin, and Ashely. But it was cute. Giselle's speech where she said she wished she was just as confident, and I think she said confident, kind, and as understanding as her daughters, and that they make her realize that there are good things out in the world. And it was very sweet. She said that Adore and Angel are like her heart and soul, and she's just like, when she said she popped both, I don't know, did she say she popped both of them out her stomach, like out her, her hoo-ha? She said 8 pounds. I got scared. I was like, that's too much. But it was just a sweet moment. I wish Giselle would give us this more. I think time is running out for Giselle with her being at surface with us. Like, we've had moments with Giselle where I feel like the earlier seasons, like maybe season 3 and 4, we got glimpses of Giselle when we met Sherman. Which she had that moment where everyone uses it all the time, where she got up and cried when she was getting her hair done with Kyle, and when she was with her mom and dad. Like, we had very sweet, soft moments of Giselle in the earlier seasons. I feel like throughout as this series has continued, or this franchise has continued, I don't think we're getting as much as we have. And I don't know if it's because the girls don't want to film as much, but I just feel like Giselle's gonna have to start to get deeper with us. I mean, why? I feel like she should be talking about, like, why she was insecure at 16. Like, because you can tell that Giselle is still in them days where she was in college and she had just joined the sorority, became an AKA, and that was probably the moment where she felt the prettiest, the most confident. Like, she felt very good about herself, but it has carried in her adult years, and it's like, you can't keep running the same race that way, ma'am. You get, especially on this show, I think at this point people are kind of tired of it, especially with how things are going with this whole narrative with Chris, as well as it's like Giselle hasn't really been here, but I think we're gonna see her, especially with this whole thing with Mia and Jacqueline and who's sleeping with who husband. But yeah, it was a sweet moment. I just wish Giselle would get deeper. I wish Giselle was, because I feel like she's going to run into the same boat that Lisa Rinna ran into, where it was like, once Lois passed away, may the Lord rest her soul, we were just kind of like, And once her daughters kind of went away, it was just like, there wasn't enough moments of seeing Lisa with her family that humanized you to her, that when she did something, you just people went to the deep end. Same with Giselle. It's like, Giselle is being messy, and it's like we don't have anything to counteract it. And the scenes so far that she has had with her daughters haven't been as great as they used to be, and I think it's just getting old, in my opinion. But I did find this moment to be very, like, heartwarming, because it is nice to see your kids grow up, to know that they have a good group of friends around them, and to know they're not, like, wayward souls. You know what I mean? So what happened next, y'all? Oh, it is Candace's graduation party. I thought it was cute when Candace was dancing around Chris and popping it. They're cute to me. But everyone is coming to the party. I think it was so great that we saw so many people there to support Candace. And it wasn't just like a cast party. It was legit like Candace's friends and family. We find out that unfortunately she wasn't pregnant. She took a pregnancy test, and she said she was a little disappointed, but it made her realize that she did want to restart the IVF treatment. Everyone was there. She looked cute in her little pink outfit. Everybody showed up. Robin came. The only person that wasn't there, the only people that weren't there was Ashely, Mia, and and Giselle. But Charisse popped up, Karen was there, Wendy was there, and so was Robin. At this event, you got Karen asking Robin, so what's up with this wedding, girl? What are you and Juan doing, ma'am? What is up with this wedding? And all of a sudden, Robin is like waving herself, but basically saying that her and the boys are it's just going to be for them. Like, it's just going to be Juan, the boys, and they're just going to get married and call it a day. And Karen is like, I honestly don't think Robin want to get married, but I think she allowed everybody to pressure her into getting married. So now it's like, girl, we here now. Figure it out. We have this scene between Wendy and Robin where Wendy and Robin, like, more so, Wendy apologizes to Robin, and Robin accepts it and then acts like she don't know why she apologizing. My thing about the whole situation with Wendy and Robin, I feel like Robin just wanted to get back at Wendy for Wendy coming at her last season. And Robin felt some type of way because I think she thought Wendy and her had a different friendship. So she got angry with her. So that is why Robin has been on one. I don't think Wendy should apologize because she apologized before when they had the little burn it thing. And then for Wendy to get so excited and animated to hug Robin, I was just like, girl, I don't know about that. But keep your good eye on her. Wendy said online that it didn't last but so long, so I wonder what shifted. But at this point, don't apologize anymore because it was cringe. Before the party started, there was a snake outside of Candace's house, and Mama Dot was like, "Candace, you didn't tell me that Giselle was coming." Cackled. I cackled. And not production putting Giselle's photo up there. Hollering. It was a moment. It was funny. It was actually funny. So we then have a moment where Candace apologizes to Karen about what she said, because she said, me and you are, I didn't remember saying what I said, but I found out that I did say it, and I just want to apologize. And Karen saying that she got her good eye on Candace now, but she still wants to move forward. I said, did you apologize for going to HR, hussy, and try to get her fired? So you better be lucky she did apologize. But they hugged it out and they moved on. We then have a scene where Ray basically told Chris that he needed to apologize. And Chris basically said, skirt. No, sir. He got really frustrated. He was just like, Ray was basically like, well, if she felt like she misinterpreted, I think you should just apologize. And Chris is like, no, because that means I'm admitting to doing something wrong, and I did nothing wrong, which I agree with Chris. The party ends with Chris sitting out on the porch and somebody saying, man, you walking around like you want to jack somebody up. And he was like, I kind of do, but I'm good. I don't think Chris wanted to fight Ray. I just think he's frustrated with this whole entire situation, and he's tired of people saying that he needs to apologize, when at the end of the day it's clear that Giselle was plotting and wanted a moment, and she wanted this to be her storyline in a sense. I think Giselle thought that this was only going to be like 2 or 3 episodes and they were going to apologize. But my thing is like, this isn't something to play with, especially on this franchise where you had a grabby, pasty, pale alabaster demon running around touching people without their consent. And y'all didn't even give him this much smoke. So it looks funny on your part. But I did think it was very sweet for all those people to be there celebrating with Candace. And then Candace, Mama Dot, and her sister, Crystal, them thanking their mom and saying that they have succeeded as well as they have because of her. So that's how the episode ended, y'all. I'm interested in seeing next episode because I want to see this kerfuffle about who's sleeping with whose husband. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and hop down in them comments below. Deuces.